What's going on?
I don't believe in God.
You don't believe in God at all?
I'm an atheist. Yep.
Like you just have no interest on like creation or whatever, or you just
just no evidence in the Bible or anything like that.
There's no evidence in the Bible
of the Christian God.
It's good with the starting and stopping.
Okay, give me an example.
Con out of one.
Just literally no empirical evidence of the Christian God.
There's no empirical evidence.
What is it? What is empirical evidence? Like, what's the definition of it?
Anything. So evidence is basically something that points to something being true. It could be a body of facts surrounding facts, or it can be an a priori argument. So something like
let me get an example of what you would consider empirical argument. Give me an example.
Because like
do you know what empirical means?
I asked you.
No, but I'm saying, but do you know what it means?
No, that's why I asked you.
Yeah, it's something like a certain body of facts. So, for instance,
so that's what
gravity, for instance, we can test it. If gravity does not exist, then all other fields of science would basically collapse. So, if you have any empirical evidence to show that Jesus was the Son of God, present it. But at this point, you can't prove that he's did any miracles. And at this point, I don't think you can prove that he's resurrected from the dead.
Hold on.
Did you talk to the Russians?
Hold on.
So,
what are the Russians?
So empirical means based on or concerned with, verifiable by observation or experienced, rather than theory or logic.
Okay. How do you verify that Jesus is the Son of God? Hold on.
There's many extra biblical.
This right here.
Which name one?
Get the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 14.
So you're using the Bible to prove the Bible. It sounds like you're begging the question.
You didn't ask about the Bible. You asked about Jesus, right?
Sure.
Where you gonna read about Jesus at?
You're using the Bible to prove the Bible.
Okay.
You're begging the question. That is a fallacy.
So now first I have to prove the Bible.
Give me an extra biblical source.
Hold on.
That we can use.
I have to.
Histories of Tacitus.
The what?
The histories of Tacitus.
What about Tacitus?
Tacitus mentioned that there was a man in Judea that was crucified and called his name Jesus under the rulership of Pilate.
How is that evidence that he's the Son of God? That's evidence
That's
of
the
a
second.
person.
That's the second thing.
That's
the
not
next
evidence
thing.
of him being the Son
One
of
thing
God.
at a time. What's your name?
Tyler. So
Tyler, one thing. Hold on, Tyler. Enjoy the conversation. First thing you asked was, do you have an extra biblical source that proves that Jesus exists?
No, Jesus was the Son of God.
Now your second
Fall
Never
into
said
my
that.
devices.
You're
Now
strong.
your second question is, prove that Jesus is the Son of God. How would y'all go?
That was the first question.
So now listen.
No,
The concept of the Son of God, I have to understand that. Who is Jesus Christ people first?
I just want evidence.
Wait.
Where's the evidence that Jesus is the Son of God?
You're about to say it again.
Who is
about to say
Jesus?
existed.
Right. Who is Jesus Christ people?
Hey.
Who is Jesus Christ people?
I just want evidence. I don't want you. So I want either an argument or empirical evidence.
Right. I'm gonna build the argument, brother.
No, just state your points.
to be fair, brother Tyler, you're saying that we can't use the Bible.
Yes, because it's begging the question.
For the arguments, right? But whenever you have a debate, don't you go to books to say this is what people say?
So your basic. Do you know what begging the question is?
I don't. I've never heard
So
that.
begging
phrase.
the question fallacy is basically your art. So the thing that you're trying to propose is in the proposition itself. So you have claims, right, and you have propositions that lead to the conclusion. If you're using the Bible to prove the Bible, you're begging the question because you're not actually finding external sources to prove that the Bible is true.
But again, you're asking questions about Christ.
Yeah.
So are you saying the Bible is not valid, or are you saying Christ?
I don't trust the Bible because we don't know who wrote the Gospels, for one. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. A lot of the stuff in the Gospels was copied from Mark, and through stylometric analysis,
right?
We could probably say that Jesus probably never existed because there's a lot of historical inaccuracies.
What do you gain from knowing who wrote the Bible?
So that's a problem. That's a problem right there.
I'm gonna tell you why.
You don't care who
that.
cares who wrote the Bible.
No, I'm gonna tell you why
Wow.
I said that.
Interesting.
I never said I don't care who wrote the Bible. I asked you why is it a
Why is it-
problem. Here's why.
because we need to know
Everything
how-
you're telling us right now is based on things you've learned out of books, right?
It's based on.
But you don't know the people who wrote the books. You don't know if they wrote the books. You don't know where the theories came from.
Right.
You're just accepting what was put in the book.
So the question is, do you accept fallacies, right? Do you believe that, hey, if something is, if A, then not A, right?
Doesn't
If
that
something
fallacy
can
have
be
to be
illogical?
proven?
How can you balance?
Oh yeah, it's just a lot of practice. It got really strong legs.
Young brother.
But like again, if we're going to talk about subjective experience, things like that, other religions have claims of the supernatural
Hold on,
about
Brother
subjective
Tyler.
experience about their God.
The word
If you're going
subjective
to talk about
and fallacy can't be together because a fallacy is something that is proven false, right?
logical, or something that's logically inconsistent.
Well, isn't logic subjective?
What do you mean by that?
If I say I did something because it made sense to me, wouldn't that be logical?
Logic is a
To me?
Logic is a tool that we use, kind of like math. So, for instance, your propositions can be made, and you use logic as a tool to verify whether or not it can be true. Or
Well, I can't agree with you, Brother Tyler, because math is not subjective. 1 + 1 is 2. There's no subjection in it.
Picking one, naming something, calling it one is subjective. That's kind of the thing.
In what way? Because
so you can
even if you say
objectivity.
uno,
You can
it's a
find
variation of one. Is
you
it
can
not?
find subjectivity in you can find objectivity in subjectivity. That's, I think,
Can I disagree with you, Brother Tyler? There's nowhere on the planet where you can say, I can take 2 things here, put 1 thing here, and that equals to 4. So nowhere on the planet.
So for instance, how you can find objectivity and subjectivity is, I like the color blue. That's a subjective preference, but I objectively like the color blue. We use this type of information every day. When
That's word salad, Brother Tyler, because whether you
maybe
like
it's
it or
something
not,
that you
blue is
don't
blue, is it not?
understand when I'm saying.
Brother
so-
Tyler, whether or not you like the color of that bag, is it blue?
I like it.
Can that be
Favorite
subjective?
says champion.
Yes.
No,
But it's-
that bag is blue. There's no subjectivity to that.
No, I'm saying no. The claim was I like the color blue.
Correct.
It's a subjective preference, but you can find objectivity through subjectivity.
It's still blue.
Azul and blue is one and the same.
We can't actually verify whether or not people see colors in the same way. So,
I mean,
yeah.
you said you can't verify if people see colors in the same way.
Yeah, like
I'm
you
glad
don't
I
know
found
if
y'all.
my blue
Habibi
is
might
your
get me
blue.
thrown in Guantanamo Bay.
That's just the only way to verify. No, I'm saying that the thing
if I
that we
ask
call
somebody
blue, we
from
don't know
Mexico
if that's actually the same
if
color.
that's blue, and they say, see, that's azul, we don't know if that's the same color.
All right, brother.
All right, that's not what I meant. So, like, what I'm saying is,
He's speaking about someone like, for instance, who's colorblind. They would see red as green and green as red.
What did I miss? Hold on.
So the brother is trying to explain to us how you can have, what was it, subjectivity?
objectivity and subjectivity.
Basically, he's saying
We can make
we can't
objective
use the Bible
analysis
to
or measurement through
substantiate
subjective
our
approaches.
claims because he doesn't.
So he's asking
the
us.
Bible.
He's asking us what's the reason of our faith.
I'm basically asking, what's your evidence to suggest that Jesus was the Son of God? Do you have anything that's empirical or an argument or anything like that?
Wait, to be the son of a God is subjective, but to be the son of the God of the Bible, you just have to be an Israelite.
So I'm asking you, what is the evidence? Because all I'm hearing is a claim. You actually have to have evidence.
Because he's an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
He's from the tribe. Okay, so what? How do we know? What's your methodology for determining that he's the Son of God? Because I don't think you presented any
I
of
just
that.
said it. Go to Psalms 82:6. Show me.
You're using the Bible to prove the Bible.
And ask about the Bible. That's about Christ. That's how we got
the thing that's in question is the Bible.
You asked the easy
And
question.
you're using the Bible
Well,
to prove
if you-
whether or not Jesus is the Son of God.
If
This
you
is what
talk,
indoctrination
if you
is.
talk the whole time,
And let me.
if you talk the whole time, then there's no conversation.
Let me go ahead and let me
so
apologize.
when you
for
ask the question,
the
I'm going to
approach
try to
because
answer.
I
Effective
don't
listening.
want.
No, you good,
I don't.
you good. Your
I don't
approach is
want
fine.
this to
Good.
come off as me
Effective
attacking
listening.
You're good.
you guys personally.
You're okay.
But
we don't
I am
check
saying
this out.
I do challenge people's
Here's
ideas
the-
and beliefs,
we
whether or not you're a
understand.
Christian or not or whatever.
We get it.
We do too.
Yeah, I'm just being. This is just who I
We
am.
get it.
It's not a personal attack.
We get it, but I got a question for you. But look, to be the son of a God depends on what God you're talking about.
Sure.
To be a son of the God of the Bible, the Tetragrammaton,
Yeah.
you have to qualify.
He's got
Yes.
hair like cotton.
Hold on, sis. To be a son of God, you have to be an Israelite. That makes you a son of the living God. Read this, Psalms 82.
Go for it. Read it.
The book.
Go ahead and read it.
This book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
See, the you are the Israelites. So you asking why is what makes Jesus the son of God? The fact that he's an Israelite.
You haven't established why I should even trust the Bible to begin with.
That's the next thing.
What's a lot of cookies?
No, I think that's the first thing is to trust the Bible and then show that the Bible says that Jesus is the Son of God.
Okay,
Right?
It
I
does
think that's
say
the
that.
first. That's the
Watch
first
this.
point.
So watch this. Whose literary work is this? What culture?
So again, it was written by many different authors. A lot were
I
anonymous,
said-
like Job
I
and the
said-
Gospels. So we don't know who
What?
wrote
I
these
said,
things.
what
we don't.
culture's literary work is this? I will understand if I ask that question.
What
but I
cultures
didn't.
literally work? There's
Yes.
a lot of different cultures. You have
False.
Israelites,
False.
you have Well, no,
False.
you have the
Unlearned.
Israelites. You have what is it? The people that lived during the reign of was it Caesar, Augustus, Quirinius.
A lot of people
You have Gentiles as well. Like all that I'm saying is during the time.
Gentile just means nation. I asked you a specific
Or culture.
What cultures? Literary work is the Bible.
How is that relevant
You
to
will-
suggest
The
that Jesus is
reason,
the Son of God?
just say I don't know. And then when you don't know, I'll give you the answer. And you will see why it's
I think it
important.
would help if you actually stated your point instead of asking.
that's
the question.
arrogant.
That's arrogance, yes. And-
Well,
and
stating
he's
your
too-
point
he's
actually
too
makes
proud
more
to say he
sense.
doesn't know.
Stiff-necked.
Because if I don't know something, I'll say I don't know.
I just said I know. But to him,
Yeah.
if he don't know, he loses.
But you're not gonna lose.
You're not gonna lose, bro.
But you haven't given a shred of evidence that Jesus
Well,
is
you just
God
haven't let
yet.
me speak.
You're about to say it.
I asked you to just state a point.
You
instead
gotta
of
say
asking questions.
existence.
It's not an argument.
I'm gonna tell you.
You never heard
what's
about
the
tactics.
whole purpose of everything. The cultural literary work this is are the Israelites.
Right.
Yeah.
The Israelites. Stop. Don't say yeah. Stop.
Because you didn't know that.
I said the Israelites. I
You
said
added
you
a whole
said
bunch
And
of
then you
Gentiles.
said the Gentiles.
I said it's
You added a whole bunch
the
of
word
people.
You said
Gentile
the-
just means
okay.
nation. So you know what? Any nation can be a Gentile.
Yes.
An Israelite among
I don't think
other
that's
nations
true.
can be Israelite.
Are you sure that any nation can be a Gentile?
Yes.
Where do you get that word Gentile from?
I don't know the genealogy of it, but
Okay,
We
you
do.
see that word Gentile in the Bible, and it means nations.
And you can also,
Just
you can also,
plain,
you
it's
know,
cool.
get up on
It
the
just means
signs.
nation.
It's
Y'all
cool.
get
Just
it
learn
better.
something.
Not
Okay.
genealogy.
Okay, well, is this right here
Etymology,
good?
sure.
When I was
Genealogy
having
for
all
y'all,
three of
where you
them,
come- where you
because he
come from,
keeps
like,
rolling around, so I'm trying to go back to him, because
Which has two different accounts in Matthew and
look.
Luke as well.
Yes.
Two different accounts of Jesus' genealogy, which is inaccurate.
No,
So
it's not inaccurate.
yeah, like it has two
You're
different.
saying you're
it has a very
standing. You're
you know what I'm
standing.
saying? He's like
you're
doing a
standing
whole
from
bunch of,
perspective, right, and not understanding
lot
your
of-
study.
yeah.
Well, I'm trying to be
Still
careful
good,
from being
still good.
indoctrinated
That's
about
cool.
something that's not true.
That's cool, but
Now,
you don't.
I
Hold on,
care
hold on.
about-
You don't understand. You don't understand when it comes to the culture
Calm.
who you're dealing with.
Right.
Because that you
Why
know
is it
something.
hard to get direct evidence,
wait,
though?
brother, hold on. Do you know what idioms are?
Why is it hard to get evidence about Jesus being the Son of God?
Do you know what idioms are?
Can you just give me some evidence that Jesus is
Do
God?
you know what idioms are?
We don't teach that.
We like to talk about everything but.
We don't teach that Jesus is God.
The
The Bible doesn't teach
Look,
that.
look,
Okay.
listen.
If
Jesus
you don't
being the
have
Son.
any evidence for Jesus being God,
Wait.
there's
The
no
Bible
point in
doesn't
believing
teach that.
in it in the first
No,
place.
nobody
Based on
said
what?
Jesus is God.
If you have
Nobody
zero
here.
evidence, like you just
Hey, this
stated.
is good. He said, if you don't have evidence that Jesus is God, there's no purpose in believing, as if he understands what it means to believe on Christ.
Yeah.
What does it mean to believe on Christ?
Oh, it's by faith, right?
No.
Okay, so
We're going to answer you. We're not going to give you a trick question.
Yeah.
Go to John 7:38.
So you don't
Wait
have
one
evidence.
second. We're going to show you what it means to believe on Christ.
Book of John.
First of all, there's no text in the world that's going to teach you about the teachings of Jesus Christ except this one.
Yes.
So if you want to understand the
That's a
ideology
claim.
and the doctrine behind believing on Jesus Christ, you can't go to any other subject material. You have to go to the source material for the belief system of
That
Christ.
sounds like an easy way to get indoctrinated.
And I don't want to indoctrinate you.
That's what it is, because you're not
If it's
being
true,
skeptical
it's
enough
true.
to verify what you're saying.
Like if I want to learn about rocket science, I've got to read the right text. I can't read a biology book. It's the wrong text.
It's called corroborating sources, speaking to people that aren't Christians about your perspective.
Corroborating sources are 4 Gospels and multiple apostles.
Yeah, the Gospels, we don't know who wrote them. They're anonymous.
Yeah, but we
But
don't
they're
know.
attributed to-
Wait. Do you believe that a man named Plato existed?
Sure.
Do you believe that a man named Aristotle existed?
Sure.
Antithesis?
Do you believe that a man named Homer existed?
Sure.
You have no writing from any of them that are in the autograph.
Right.
How do you know that they wrote that?
So how do I know that I wrote that? Because we can assume that they wrote that
Yeah,
based on
Assume can't be in the same sentence
That
as
brother
no.
got you.
the fact
can't
that
do that.
Now, he's not being humble now.
The fact that you
He's
guys
not being
think that
humble
that's
now.
a strong
Nah,
point is
that's-
actually kind of sad. Because you're proving
No,
the
I just
wrong-
took
you're
your
proving-
argument away so that you can
you're
learn what it means to
proving the
believe
wrong
on Christ.
point, because none of those people claim to be God.
Has
and none
not-
of those
neither
people
did Jesus
claim-
Christ.
Neither did Christ. Christ did not
Jesus
claim
did-
to be God.
Are you sure about that?
Where did Jesus claim to be God?
Jesus can't be God.
Do you believe that Jesus did any of those miracles?
Where
He
did Jesus claim to be God? Here.
Well, I can't name it off the top of my
Can I-
head.
can
Okay,
I-
so we're not having that debate then.
Can I ask you a question, Brother Tyler?
Yeah.
'Cause I know where you're about to go, right? I know where you're about to go. Can I ask you a question real quick, right?
Stop.
Hold on,
So when
because
when
I
asked
heard what you
so
just
earlier-
said.
so when
I just want to ask you a quick question, Brother Tyler.
Yo, you're being mad rude.
Right? just to show you that I know where you're going, right?
So when I asked you in the beginning
You
of the
believe,
conversation,
based off what you just
when
said,
I asked
right?
you, when I
Does
asked you-
Moses proclaim to be God?
when I asked you at the beginning of the conversation, what's
Brother
your evidence
Tyler,
for Jesus?
Does Moses
I'm
forget
walking.
you guys?
He never asked that.
I'm
He
walking
said,
with you.
give me extra biblical source that Jesus existed.
That was his first.
Then
No,
he changed
I
it.
asked for God, right?
No,
so
you did not.
So stop.
Because Jesus don't teach that.
You stop.
You started talking about Jesus.
When I asked
He laughed.
when I asked you,
You're cut.
what's your evidence that Jesus is God?
You believe in
Proud as hell.
He spent about
Aristotle,
15, 20 minutes, right?
Socrates,
Finding
over
evidence,
Aristotle with
talking about idioms,
no
going in the Old Testament, and then now you're telling me that you don't believe that Jesus is God. Or
It
you
doesn't
ever-
say that.
We never told you Jesus is God.
Okay, so why would you then go down the chain of
Can I ask you a question?
He don't even know what to ask next.
Because you just asked a few questions. So can I ask one question?
No, I'm just trying to find out.
Based off what you just said, just walk with me, because I'm walking with you.
He don't know
Now
where he's at.
I'm just saying
when
that-
we were just talking about Jesus, you asked us, do we believe he performed any of those miracles? By your understanding, you're saying based on those miracles, we believe he committed, right? That substantiates him being God. So then I asked you, do you believe that Moses said he is God?
I don't see how that's relevant.
Because Moses committed miracles.
Why do I
But
think
no
that
one
Moses
ever
said?
says Moses is God.
Right.
So
When
why
I
would you
asked
bring up the miracles to
when I
substantiate
asked
him
you-
having
Not
a
even gonna
claim
let
to
you
be
ask him a
God?
So when I
question.
asked
That's his tactic.
So when I asked
See, the
you-
tactic of people
when I
like
asked
this,
you-
when they realize
when I
that you
asked you-
actually have something that you can teach them that they didn't
Yeah.
know already, then they try to overtalk you. Then they try to give you the word
Like, how we
salad,
indoctrinated?
right? To say at the very least, I can stand toe to toe with them. At the very least, I cannot be caught not knowing something.
That's pride.
When
That's pride.
our duty is just to give you the proper understanding of the Bible. We're not trying to make you accept it, right? But we're just trying to show you that nowhere in the Bible is it taught that Christ is the Most High God.
It's not there.
Why
It's
were
not
you-
there,
so
and
why
we don't
were you
teach
being
that.
dishonest when I first asked you for evidence about Jesus being the Son of God? You didn't.
Because Jesus is the
Because
Son
Jesus
of God.
is the Son of God.
So now you're bouncing back.
The Son of God,
Can I
your God.
ask you
Believe that
something?
Jesus is
Can
the
I
Son of
ask you
God or
something,
not?
Tyler? Do you have a father?
Do you believe that Jesus is the Son of
Tyler,
God or
do
not?
you have a father?
Can you answer my question?
I'm gonna answer your
So you
question
do-
as soon as you answer
So
mine.
you do believe that Jesus is the Son of God?
He is the Son of God.
Okay.
Now,
Who else?
the evidence?
Who else did we teach you are the
Where's
sons of
evidence that
God?
Jesus is the Son of God.
Who else did we teach you are the sons of God?
Where is the evidence?
Who else did
that
we
Jesus
teach you?
are you only here to ask us questions, or are you going to
Well,
answer
I
our
think
questions
that you
as
guys
well?
are actually spreading lies because you're not providing any evidence that Jesus
In
is the
order
Son
for
of
us
God.
to be
Hey,
spreading
were you
lies, you would
listening?
have to be able to show what the
Were
truth
you listening?
is.
Not necessarily.
Right?
Were you listening?
That's just like if I say that brother's shoes is dark blue, we can clearly put eyes on his shoes and see that they're white, black, and
Give
red.
me the evidence that Jesus is the Son of God.
Okay, so here's the qualification of being the Son of God.
Go for it.
You have to be an Israelite. There are many gods, and to be their son depends on that belief system. But to be a son of the God of the Bible, you have to be a child of Israel.
Pursuant to Psalm 82.
That is the qualification, to be a son of the living God. What he thinks is the Father God, the Spirit, somehow gave birth, like, is spawned Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The Bible does not teach that. That's Catholic.
very popular-
That's Catholic dogma.
That's fair, but we're not Christians, and
And
that's
we
what we're trying to
and we
explain.
teach against that
That's cool. That's cool.
because the Bible doesn't say that.
okay, that's
Jesus' father biologically is Joseph, and we can prove that.
Con.
Romans 1 and 3.
Hey, so like
Okay. So you
Wait,
guys-
one thing at a time.
Dang. Okay. What is
Hey,
going on?
you can read this bit just to build on your point.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Read that.
Jesus being the Son of God.
Let's
Wait.
establish something first. Be patient. We want to talk.
It's an
We wanna talk.
idiom.
I'm just clarifying.
He tried to tell you earlier it's an idiom or a figure of speech.
Okay.
It is not quite literally like the
Okay.
spirit that is God that
So-
we believe in.
Okay.
That he spawned a man named Jesus Christ.
Sure.
We do not believe that the Bible even says that. That came around in the 4th century. That was taught by the prevailing doctrine in the First Council of Constantinople. That's where you get that.
So you
Read
don't
this.
believe that Jesus
This is
is
Romans
No.
chapter 1 and verse 3.
The Bible don't teach that.
Listen, Brother Tyler.
Concerning his son Jesus Christ our Lord, which was made of the seed of David.
How was Jesus Christ made?
Which was made of the seed of David.
Go to Matthew 1. Let's see who's the son of David that Jesus Christ was made through. And then go to Luke, because he
believe
thinks
in those
he thinks Matthew and Luke disagree. Go to Luke 3 and show him.
Do you actually want to go over the disagreements that Matthew
You don't know what you're talking about.
But you're in the right place. Read this.
Sure. Okay.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Would that
The book of Matthew, chapter 1,
We're gonna show you.
and verse 16.
We're gonna show you.
No, state what I got wrong.
This is the book.
Since you want to challenge
I don't like
me,
this. I don't like this.
One thing that I got wrong.
Brother, if you don't mind, would you mind taking that
hold on.
cigarette back?
Hold on. I don't like this. I don't like this.
State one thing.
I don't
that
like.
got wrong.
I don't like this.
Yo,
We not. Yo, my
on.
man, what you doing?
I want to speak time.
Hold on.
One word.
We in the middle of talking to
Go
brother.
ahead, speak, King.
Thank you. Now, we're not here to tell you that you're wrong and we know more than you. But we know the Bible. If you're going to suggest that the genealogies don't agree, what you are also saying is, I understand the genealogies. I'm an authority on them and I know that they disagree. If you're wrong about that, that doesn't make you a bad person. You're just under the wrong auspice. And we're going to correct you because we know. So read this. Verse 16.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 16.
Read.
And Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus.
Jesus comes from Joseph, who is the son of David. Read that in verse 6.
Verse 6. And Jesse begat David, the king. And David, the king, begat Solomon.
And that is also in Luke's genealogy. So now, that's the father of Jesus. Wait
Luke's
1 second.
genealogy.
Come on, bro. Learn this first. So when Romans says that he's the seed, hold on, let him listen. When Romans says that he's the seed of David according to his flesh, we're reading it in Matthew's genealogy.
Okay.
It's also in Luke's. You want to say something?
Just the point that the Bible is written in a Israelite lens.
Written by
So they have a certain cultural sayings that they understand in their culture. Like you will go to, we was watching an anime, and then the translation is like a demon holding a dragon. But it was literally said a demon holding a dragon, but that's not what that means.
That's not what it says in their language.
Their language, that means something. So son of God don't mean God birthed you. It's just an idiom for you are an Israelite.
Yes.
Or you keep God's
I
command.
don't believe Jesus is the son of God either. I mean, I don't believe that Jesus is God either.
It was just on that. It was just on that point, bro. It was just on that point.
But yeah, I thought you believed that Jesus was God.
No.
So that's cool. I don't believe that either.
The Bible doesn't say that.
Okay,
Romans,
that's cool.
1 Corinthians 11 and 3. Show him.
Can we talk about something that we actually disagree on real quick?
You want the
Like,
Luke too, right?
or God.
We'll get it.
Of the Abrahamic faith?
One thing at a time.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3.
So this will prove that Jesus was never the Most High God. Read.
But I will have you
I
know
agree with you.
that the head of
We just-
every...
Wait.
I already
Wait,
agree with you.
do you agree with us? Do you agree with us because you feel it's right?
I'm literally an atheist.
or
I
can
don't
you-
believe Jesus is God.
Okay.
He is God.
So that's not in agreement
No,
with us.
brother.
Argue with them because they believe Jesus is God.
No, we do not.
You just
No,
heard
no,
us say
they don't believe Jesus is God.
Slow down. You zooming like you
Zooming,
pepped
bro.
up
You gotta
like you
chill.
sniff some coke.
Because
Look,
It's
listen,
weird to me because he's trying to argue that Jesus is not God, but he don't believe in God. So why are you going? I'm confused on why you jump straight to Jesus if you don't believe in God.
Yeah,
That's the only place
that's
he
actually
is.
why I was trying to
I don't-
skip past the Bible
You
reading
go to
session.
Jesus, and why are you talking about Jesus
He
when
asked-
you don't
he-
believe in
bro,
the?
he
Hold
asked me a
on, you don't
question.
run nothing up here.
Bro,
Hold
he asked me a
on.
question, bro.
I don't understand why you talking about Jesus
Bro,
and
he
God,
asked
and you
me a
don't even
question.
agree with what the Bible is saying.
Like it's a lot of
So,
Bible.
like,
you don't,
so like
you
I
don't
get-
know the
so like-
subject matter.
He
I
got
feel like
it's
you guys are, like, not
it's
really
levels to
interested
this.
in what I'm trying to say, the question
We
I'm
are.
trying to say.
That's not true. You know that's not
all
true.
that I'm trying to say.
You know that we've answered
all-
every question you've asked and you've answered none
all
of
that-
ours.
That's just attack-
all that
And you
I'm
know
trying-
that.
That's
yeah,
a
that's not
tactic.
true because I answered what empiricism was. Don't lie to me.
Wait.
You're lying. You're
Why is
actually
that a
lying.
question? I didn't
You're
ask you
actually
that.
lying. No, he asked me that. Someone over there asked me what empiricism is. and I gave the answer.
That was to your point.
You said.
Now we want to make
you
a point.
said-
We asked you a
said-
question.
You
Have you
said
answered
I
one?
never answered a single question. That's a lie.
Okay,
So I need
that's
you to
fair.
retract
That's
and
fair.
apologize.
That's
Because
fair.
you
He
can't
did
do
give a
that.
definition for it.
I did.
You already had it.
bro.
But I read it
You
off
already
of Google.
read the
He don't get
definition.
that. He don't get that.
We'll out.
All right, I'll give you that.
Don't give him that.
Now answer a question that we want to ask you,
Sure,
like
go
on
ahead. Ask me a
purpose. Okay. Now that we're discussing this, I'm going to request. The question I'm going to ask you is, can you relax for a second? 1 Corinthians 11 and 3.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3.
That's the right question to ask him. Read.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ,
So we believe in our faith that Jesus Christ is our leader. Read.
and the head of the woman is the man.
And in our faith, we believe that men should lead women. As an atheist, do you believe that men should lead women?
No.
Of course not. Of course not.
Would you agree?
Do you believe that?
Because that's
Wait.
misogyny, right? Oh, really?
I want to ask you some
Do you
things.
believe that?
I want to ask you some
that women
things.
should not hold leadership
I want
positions?
to ask you some things about that. Now, what society was ruled by women historically?
What does that matter?
You know a lot of questions we ask you do that.
No, I'm saying like, how is that relevant?
I'm gonna answer that question. It matters. It matters because it matters because you don't believe. It matters because you don't. Hold on, brother. Hold on. It matters because you said you disagree that men should lead women. So I'm asking you a relevant. I'm asking you a relevant.
Countries are more egalitarian.
I'm asking you a relevant question.
Countries are more egalitarian than the United States, so they have more women.
United States is the youngest land.
Oh my gosh.
I'm asking you historically, what nation was ruled by women?
We're in history right now. The Nordic country, the people of the Nordic countries are the most egalitarian in all of the world.
What country was led by women?
What
Historically.
country was led by women? Are you saying we never had female rulership?
Now you're asking me something. What country was led by women historically?
I'm pretty sure we've had.
You notice how you're not answering his
for
question?
example, Brother Tyler,
England.
you brought up. Hold on, Brother Tyler.
England was led by a woman.
You brought up Norway, right? Hold on.
England was led by a woman.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
There were. You're acting like,
saying
you're acting like there were no female rulers.
And you saying
history. Let me
Who
just
placed?
search this.
How did that woman get placed in monarchy? Who was
No,
her
that
father?
wasn't the original question. Don't.
We're discussing the thing.
Don't move the goalposts. Do not move the goalposts.
Bro, are we going to talk about it or not?
You're moving the goalposts.
Are we going to talk about it or not?
Okay.
If you say in England, I'm going to ask you, how did that woman get in power? Who was her father?
Narcissist.
Why didn't a
Father was
woman
bad.
put her in power?
So you had Hashput,
Thank
you
you.
had Catherine the Great, Elizabeth I, Queen Mary.
Who was? Let's do Elizabeth the First because we're talking about England.
Salakia, are you looking up
Elizabeth
people who were
II.
queens, or are you looking up women who established cultures?
These were women that ruled without a king, right?
Of
And we know this
course.
'cause of their history.
But who made her queen? Who was their father?
Who was their father? Sure, like whatever patriarchal.
So your rulership comes from a man, right? It's not
No, wait.
dictated.
How do you establish?
And then the queen.
Stop, pause.
The
You just
queen.
made a huge job.
Wait. The queen needs an heir. Yes.
Wait, stop. I want to go back
Wait.
to your,
The queen needs an heir. Yes.
Move back to your last point.
Nah, you don't want to do that.
Move back to your last point.
Why you want to be like that?
No, I'm asking you to move back to your last
Why do you
claim
wanna
that you
be
made
like
because I disagree with it entirely. Why don't you like to actually clarify the things that you're saying?
I'm trying to, but you just
no,
start
you're
talking again.
steamrolling it, and I'm telling you, hey, let's move back because I
You're accusing me of what you're doing.
Dude,
Right.
don't be like that.
Why?
Really, don't
That's
be like
what
that.
it
You're
is.
being like that.
Dude, you are probably the most dishonest person I've actually.
Now you're calling me a liar for talking about what happened in real time. It's on tape.
So,
uncool dude.
I'm the most dishonest person. I'm more dishonest than every politician that runs this place.
I never said that.
You said I'm the most dishonest person you've ever seen.
You're the most dishonest person I've ever argued with.
Dude,
That's what I was trying to say.
then don't argue. Talk to me. So now.
Okay, so
Now that we
go back
know
to
that you
previous
disagree.
claim, go back to that previous claim. Where you said that because these women were put in place of power by a guy supposedly, which is probably true, like you mentioned, that establishes that women should always be inferior to a man. How does that establish that?
reason the queen is because the men before her took the kingdom and possessed it.
Yes, because men kept the status quo.
And then I asked you, of those women you named, which of them actually established the kingdom they're ruling?
That was your original question.
I said I
going on.
asked you that. Because you just started naming women who sat in a seat of queen. Okay, but which of those queens actually established the kingdom they're ruling? The Adawan's point is, she was put in that position by a multitude of men who established that kingdom.
Hey, even if you want to bring up like Joan of Arc, a great woman fighter, she had to send men to fight. It's not like she's out there in front like it's Braveheart, like a movie. That's fantasy. And we're not going to talk about the Amazonian women, because that's fantasy. We're talking about real life. So when the Bible says that men are the leaders of women, that's the way things go. So for you to be against it, you're against the way things
That's
go.
not logically consistent, actually.
Now it's not logical. Why
No,
not?
Just because you see something in history does not mean it's morally right. It does not mean that it should be that way.
What?
Yeah, that's the
So you agree that children should not have genders?
children should not have genders? No, I have my own personal subjective preferences.
Well,
on
if
what
you
I
want
believe,
women
right?
to
But that doesn't
lead,
prove your
they
point.
are the champion of that idea.
So let me ask you this: are you then saying
You're
that
not gonna talk to me.
Let me then say this: are you then saying that women should not be in places of power at all? Is that what you're saying?
I think women have a feminine role that they should go back to.
Okay, well, you should not be American then, because America.
I'm
is
not
about
American.
equality.
Oh, good. You brought up America,
America's
right?
about equality.
You brought up America, right? And you said America is a place where a woman can be equal to a man.
Yes, legally.
How many women presidents have we had?
We haven't had a single woman president.
Why? We've always had women here, right?
We had a
Women
woman-
came
we had a
over with
woman-
the colonists,
We had a
right?
woman vice president, but why is that the standard?
Okay,
We
but
have
we're
women
not
in the
talking about the
Supreme Court, we have
standard.
women in the
You
House
said
of
we live in a
Representatives, we have
place.
women in the Senate.
We
have
live in
women
a place
in
where a
many
woman
places
can
of
be
power,
equal.
and you're saying
And you're
that
trying to tell me how long has there
Equality?
Do you know who controls the money in the United States? The Federal Reserve. It's a woman. What are you talking
45
about?
presidents.
Dude, why is that
Not a
the standard? We
single
have women that
woman.
control the Federal Reserve. women in the
Equality?
Senate, women
I'm
in
still
the
stuck
House of
on that.
Representatives. We have female
Hey,
scientists that
look
led
at
research
this.
on COVID-19. Why are you using the president of the United
Of
States
the people
as
that
a standard?
Hold on. Of the people that have controlled the Federal Reserve, how many have been women?
Dude, the fact that all I'm saying is we have women in these
bro,
places.
bro.
Why does that matter? How many?
This is a fairly recent ideology that you're putting forth. America historically
Yes,
did
because
not
America
practice
was racist
putting
and
women.
misogynistic.
Okay,
I thought it
but
was- I thought it was
woman is not a
about
race. Woman is not a race, though. So again,
Women is,
America has historically.
what do you mean?
America has
That's a
historically had a
racist-
practice of putting men in leadership
You know what
positions.
misogyny is?
Fairly recently, excuse me, brother.
Yes,
Damon.
America was
fairly
racist
recently
and misogynist.
have we started putting women in leadership positions. And might I add that you can say that the recent times we've been putting women in charge, these are the worst times that Americans have been acting
Based on what?
morally.
Based on what?
Morally.
Based on what morals? Based on the Bible that what you're
These are the morals that I
And that,
uphold.
hey, that's the
so
point.
that is just
I
a
think
that is a
atheists have
subjective-
low moral character.
Absolutely.
Okay, stop.
What?
Stop.
That's how I feel.
Because if I don't believe in God, I don't have anything to punish me from doing whatever I want to do.
That's why I asked them about the children's genders. Because
right?
do you think homosexuality is right or wrong?
Homosexuality is just as fine as
You can do your
heterosexuality.
thing.
You can
see?
do whatever.
You can do be you. And you know who else has that ideology? That's Satanism. That's what Satanists
Where is the
promote.
evidence that Satan exists?
We're not talking about whether or not he's real. I said the movement known as Satanism, where Satanists practice do thy will,
Everybody,
which means
this is
whatever
what
I want to be
indoctrination
done,
looks like.
I can do.
This is what yapping looks like. You're making claim after claim after claim, right?
That's true.
Is that not empirical what I just said?
What is empirical?
He doesn't know about the satanic.
We already went over the definition.
No, empirical.
Can it or can it not be proven that there's a movement called Satanism who has a belief that you can do thy will and that is all you have to submit to whatever you want?
Sure, but at the same time, what you're doing
But it's
is
not
you're-
empirical.
you're
No, he said it is empirical.
You're saying right now is, because Satan has had a certain ideology.
No, I'm
and
saying you're
stop-
promoting the
dude,
same
no,
ideology of
stop.
Satan.
That's what you said.
I'm never going to interrupt you in your speech, but I'm not going to allow you to project what I'm saying. I said what I said.
I'm saying what you're saying.
No, are you sure?
I need you to let me finish.
Because you started off with Satanists. I only use that as a comparison to what you believe to show how you're off moral. That's all I did,
hold
Tom.
a certain ideology, right? About homosexuality, whatever the case might be.
Androgyny.
And I'm holding the same ideology, like, okay, well, I think it's fine for homosexuals to do what they want to do in the privacy of their own home. You're then comparing me to a Satanist.
No, they have the same ideology.
So you can be
Morals. I'm comparing you morally to a Satanist.
Have the same ideology.
morally to a Satanist. When there
We're
are
comparing
other
apples to
religions,
apples.
And it's empirical, right?
other things, right, that you could compare me to, but you're doing that specifically to drive home the point that my belief is evil.
Well, here's
So
where you have
comparing
some
what you
confusion.
did
Hold on.
illicitly.
Hold on. Here's where you have a confusion. Here's where you have a confusion, Brother Tyler.
Which is
right?
literally
We believe that
it's crazy.
Hinduism is just as evil as Satanism. We believe that Islam is just as evil as
Based
Satanism.
on what
right?
morals? You're just
Based
saying it's
upon the
evil.
morals of my God.
I don't accept those morals because I don't
That's
think your
the
God
point.
We
exists.
never said you don't have to. You're
So
making the
why
point
don't you- why
that
don't
you
you-
don't accept it because your beliefs morally won't
Are in
allow you
line.
to align with it.
They're in line with Satan.
They're in line
So
with
here's the thing.
Satanism.
Your belief stops you from critically thinking.
Whoa, critical
about
thinking. Let's
what
talk about
morality is.
homosexuality.
Hold on.
Let's talk about that.
Because
let's talk about that critically.
Not only does it stop me.
I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him.
See,
right
you
now.
say it like you said my beliefs keep me from thinking critically.
Yes, it does.
Because of my life, I would say that my belief stops me from dealing drugs. It stops me from prostituting women and buying prostitutes. It stops me from
You
killing
can do
other
that
black men.
without
Bring
being
it
a
out.
Christian though as well.
But I wasn't doing it without being Christian.
No, I'm saying
I
you can.
wasn't doing it
Then
without
plenty
being
of people.
with the
There's plenty of people
Israelites.
that
I wasn't doing it.
There's plenty of people.
Can I tell you something, Brother Tyler? I was raised in a Baptist household.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But I never took hold of Baptist customs.
Can we stay on topic, please?
You understand what I'm saying? I'm on topic.
No. The point.
Hey, bro, he wants to talk the whole time. We don't get to say
the point that I'm trying to.
I realize that now.
The point that I'm trying
So
to get
everybody,
is,
let's give him the floor and the spotlight.
The point that I'm trying to.
I didn't know this was the sons of Tyler.
That's
I didn't know that.
because he doesn't want to talk.
Well, you're not making any good points right now. You're just talking.
That's your
about
opinion.
stuff.
You have to argue for that.
Yeah.
You have to listen to know we're not making
okay,
good
you want to go over the points that you made that was actually incorrect?
That would mean you would talk even more. But can we talk?
Sure. Yeah, you can talk when you start saying stuff that's factual.
Well, you have to
Based
listen.
on whose opinion?
What you're doing is you're using things that's true.
Is it a fact? Is it a fact that
Satanists
Satanists believe that you can do whatever you want?
Sure, but what you did implicitly. Okay.
He said we can talk whenever we say something that's factual. Now it's my turn. So now, what all he was saying was that. Yeah.
Come talk about it, man.
Yeah.
Come talk about it, dog. Come on, man.
You're drunk.
You don't talk about it. You don't stand on business.
Don't do it, bro.
You don't stand on business.
What?
You don't stand on business.
Say what?
You don't stand on business. Come talk.
Bro, ignore him, bro.
Stand on what you said.
Ignore him, bro. So, like,
No, you're trying to steal the floor. It's my turn. My turn, Tyler.
Come
All
talk.
you folks out here hoping y'all been helping it. Y'all been helping.
Now look,
so like,
Tyler, I'm not talking.
what I'm trying to get the point as this:
He gonna say it again.
you have a specific set of morals, right? And you're saying you get
We
it
didn't
from the
even get
Bible.
to talk about what they are.
You say you get your morals from the Bible, like we just spoke about.
But
5
you
minutes
thought the
ago.
Bible taught that Jesus was God. Like you don't know what our
That's
morals
the
are.
most popular belief in the world.
That's
right
not my
now.
problem. That's not my
That's probably the most
problem.
popular belief right now about the Bible.
That's not my problem. What you
I thought
what people
you believe
think.
that.
So
but
what
you
if I
don't,
told
and I
you
don't
that the
believe
most
Jesus is
popular
God.
belief is that scientists think that the sky is made out of spaghetti? So you gotta respect that because it's popular. Come on, man. Let's be factual, like you said. Now we are against the idea of homosexuality and genderless children under the guise of being a good person. We think that is morally depraved.
Why is homosexuality bad?
Okay, number one, your body is not designed to function that way.
Explain how the body's
So
function.
now, out here they have a truck.
Sure.
Out here they have a truck that sells a product.
Sure.
That product is designed to help with the micro tears in your anus.
Sure.
Because in Atlanta, there's a huge homosexual population, and that is a common problem. That
Sure.
causes bleeding, and it makes transmission of disease easier.
Sure.
So they have a drug for that. Now, why are you taking that drug? Is because you're doing something that is biologically unnatural. Why would you do something
Okay.
that is biologically
Why-
unnatural? Wait, man.
Why are you applying that to homosexuality?
bro. Can you control yourself?
You're applying that to homosexuality when you do a whole bunch of other stuff that's biologically unnatural.
But you asked, why is it wrong to be a homosexual?
Your standard.
That's what you
your-
asked.
your-
He's
your-
giving you a reason.
Your,
So you want
your
him to argue.
standard.
Hold on. Can I make your point really quick and
Your
simple?
standard of evidence
Now,
is
y'all
that it's
excuse
not
my language,
biologically
'cause y'all know
natural.
we hate to get in this, right?
When taking medicine,
Let's
it's
make
not
it simple,
biologically
brother.
natural.
Hold on.
There's so much stuff that's not-
Because you was trying to be on his level. You was trying to send it
I
to
was
him.
moving quickly. I was being,
Right?
I was in order. I wasn't trying to talk down to him. He just over talked.
Yeah, but
Brother
the point is-
Tyler,
the point
real
is a bad
simple.
point.
Really simple, brother. I'm gonna make
Sure.
I'm gonna make his point simple.
Sure.
The science called the penis a reproductive organ.
Sure, yeah.
Can a man reproduce with a man?
No.
So then it goes against the nature for a man to try to have sex with another man.
Okay, by that logic,
Simple.
by that logic, is it then immoral for a person that can't have kids biologically for her to have
So
sex?
that's called being barren.
Is that immoral then?
A man is not
Because
barren.
she
Being barren
no,
is not
stop,
immoral.
stop. By that logic, if a woman is unable to have kids, or a man that's unable to have kids, if they were to
We've
have
heard
sex,
this argument.
is that then immoral?
No, because what makes something immoral is if it's unnatural. So now it's unnatural for two men to engage in intercourse,
Right.
but a woman who can't have a baby because she's barren.
How do you know
that-
it's unnatural? It occurs in nature.
This nigga said it's. How do I know it's unnatural?
How do you know that homosexuality is unnatural?
Bro, what?
How do you know? What's your evidence?
Because we just established
So-
that the natural use of
Hey,
reproductive-
everybody, go be an atheist. Be with
Define-
Tyler.
Now you're using animals to substantiate
Hell is this?
humans?
What's your definition of natural?
Is that what you're trying to do?
What's your humans are animals?
Okay, but we're
What's
talking
your
about
definition
other
of-
animals though.
What's your definition of natural?
So are you saying a human is not a distinct being from
What's your-
all other animals on the planet?
What's your definition of
I'm
natural?
not gonna deal with you. He's just gonna keep being a troll.
You can say distinct. That's just
established that it was a
just
reproductive
what is it? A preference. Oh, humans
Is
are.
it?
Yeah. If you're going to say
Okay,
humans,
so
I think humans are
I'm
very
glad you
similar
said
to us.
you said it's a preference, right?
Sure.
Name the other animal on the planet that can read.
That can read?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I don't.
So
can't name it
are you
that.
telling me there's not a single animal on the planet other than humans that can read?
I'm pretty sure we could teach apes how to read as well.
This is what natural means.
I would love for you to try. I would love for you to try.
This is what natural means.
Go ahead, define natural.
From the Merriam-Webster, it's based on the inherent sense of right and wrong. Is it right for a male and female to copulate and reproduce? Yes.
Bad argument.
That's not an argument.
That's a really bad argument.
We just read a definition.
That's a definition.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Definition from the like. Let me say it real quick.
This man digging his own grave.
Let me say it real quick. Hold on. Let me see it, bro.
Look it up.
Let me see it. You showing everybody but myself. Let me see it.
Merriam Dictionary, brother.
Natural.
Natural,
Adjective.
based on something inherent. And look at that. You have other things. Sorry, my bad. I'm sweating.
Relax.
What's that second definition that says right there?
All right, so let's go to the second definition.
Read that second definition.
In accordance with that which is determined by nature.
Yeah.
Does nature determine that two males copulate?
How do you know that?
Because there are no two males that have had a baby.
So what I'm trying to get at is, does nature determine for people to have homosexual feelings or desires towards one another?
Do you have
Things
those
that
feelings,
is?
Tyler?
No, I don't. But listen.
Are you sure? You might feel that way, and that's why you advocate for this.
I need you to slow down real quick. Does nature, homosexuality is a desire people have. It's a natural desire.
All right, I didn't want to do this, Adawan, but I know that the trade he's going on, and science would say in the animal kingdom, they don't practice homosexuality for sensation. For instance, when a male dog humps another male dog, it is an expression of dominance. It is an aggressive move. It is not something sensual, out of love, out of having care for this person. Science would tell you. All right, I try.
Hey, so to be an atheist, you also have to be animalistic to be an atheist.
That's not necessarily true.
Because his argument was so weak, it degraded from the higher thought process. Because to be an atheist, you have to be a thinker. Atheism is a philosophy. So to be an atheist represents the ability to philosophize, higher thought. We respect that. That's why we asked to talk to you. But then when you felt like you couldn't win, you degraded your argument to now that because monkeys do it, it's natural.
Name one point that I lost.
That's like stupid as hell.
I dare you.
I just did. I'm in the middle of describing it.
One point that I lost.
It's going on right now.
It's happening right now.
What's the point?
Just stop talking and listen. You'll hear it.
Give me the point that I lost.
So what we would do is we would separate ourselves from.
I've never conceded on any point. What's the point that I lost?
It doesn't matter if you concede.
What's the point?
Whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not, doesn't change the truth.
So this is the problem with religion. You can't actually.
That has nothing to do with religion. That's just me speaking as a man.
An actual argument.
Because when you argue, I'm in the middle of trying to do it. When you argue that, well, apes do it, so it's natural. What you've done is you've degraded your thought process because you know what else apes do? They tear each other to pieces and eat each other.
Do the same as well.
So
kill each other and murder each other.
So now what he's saying is to be a murderer is natural.
Yes.
Everybody, the atheist.
Just because
the
something
atheist.
is natural, right?
The atheist. That's how they think.
Which is also the same as saying whatever you want to do.
And what did I say in the beginning? Your moral character is depraved.
You did.
I said that.
Sure.
And you proved it.
Yeah.
Because now you're justifying murder. Is child molestation natural?
It happens. It occurs in nature. Yeah, but yeah,
so it's normal.
It's not. No, I wouldn't say it's normal,
but normal is natural.
Natural means it occurs in nature.
No, that's not what we do. It's an inherent sense of right and wrong.
So like, yeah, that's my definition of natural, right? Yeah, murder, all the bad stuff.
So people can be child molesters in your world, and it's okay.
Well, no, you're strawmanning me right now. Can I actually make
so it's wrong.
Let me make a counterpoint.
Is it wrong?
Let me make my counterpoint.
Talk to me.
Can you answer and then make the counterpoint?
Talk to me.
I believe that murder is unjustly is wrong. Now, let me make
all murder is unjust.
Let me make my counterpoint.
If it's self-defense, it's not murder.
Necessarily because it's gray areas about
No.
defined as what is defined as murder.
Murder has a definition.
Yes.
If it's self-defense, it's not murder.
Right.
I didn't murder you. I defended myself.
So we're moving to a different. Let's stay on this.
What
bigger-
what?
Brought this up.
Yeah, but like at the same time, you're like you're very. I know that you are very passionate.
Now he's gonna try to blame my.
But you gotta calm down.
But
So-
I'm the most relaxed here. You're spinning
sure
in
you are.
circles, man. So what?
That sounds like a
Brother
you're
Tyler, I don't want you to get confused.
It is not that we don't like you.
The other one is mad, not mad in the sense of angry, but the scriptures say oppression makes a wise man mad.
that's right.
He's upset at how oppressed you are.
Sure.
So much so to the point you're arguing the oppressor's point.
Sure. Okay, let me go ahead and explain that.
It would be like a
Let me-
slave
let me
explaining
go
to you
ahead.
why it's good to stay on the plantation.
This is
Yeah,
religion,
slavery's
though.
okay.
We can't run away.
It happens
man.
in nature.
We eat good here. They give us water, right? It's natural. Right?
Okay.
All my life I've been a slave. It's all I know.
So I'm going to go ahead and state my point about why what you said was correct. It was incorrect. Morality is a subjective preference. I don't believe that there is objective morality. It's preferential.
Because you're an atheist.
Your morality comes from your environment and your biology, which you're able to actually process. We can talk about determinism later, right? But
You're just saying.
because
You're just saying.
Mother,
If I ask you for proof, how you gonna substantiate?
Stop.
How you gonna substantiate?
Word salad. Stop.
How you gonna
So,
substantiate what
I'm
you're
just-
saying?
I can substantiate it.
How?
So, the morality is subjective. Yes. So you want me to move from the point about what
Well,
we just came
whenever
from
we try to
moral-
show you something, you argue our the validity of our argument.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. I'm doing that to you.
So to say that morality is objective, you have to have an objective authority about the morality. I don't believe that there is a God because there lacks a lot of evidence to suggest that there is a God that cares about what we do in our life. You haven't provided any evidence to counter that. You just quoted the Bible, but it's like, okay, you can quote the Bible, right?
We left that
But you're
conversation and went
but
to
you're begging the
morality.
question, right? So what I'm saying is there's a lot.
I
of
think your
evidence-
morality is
what
gross.
I'm saying, you don't even know what my morality is.
You
bro.
just told me homosexuality and child molestation is natural.
It occurs in nature.
That's gross.
That
That means he needs someone over him to guide him.
Yes.
Because if we leave him
So
in
what
charge,
he's doing right
the
here is
world
called a
is going to
straw
be a
man.
disgusting
He
place.
doesn't care about what the
Thank you for watching. You can support the body via Cash App or PayPal. You can also support the channel by joining our Patreon for exclusive videos and content that can't be found anywhere else. We're the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Shalom.